Hey guys, so there's a lot of sweeps we're able to do from X-Guard. The one that I'm just going to go over today is the strongest sweep from this position, and it's the technical stand-up sweep. If you guys have an interest in more sweeps, then there's a ton of videos on bjjconcepts.net and a very in-depth module on X-Guard that my professor Rob Bernanke teaches. So, we're in X-Guard. We know how to control this position. We have the shallow hook, and we're tilting our opponent to the side, so that they're starting to shift weight into their right leg. What we're looking at doing is taking this leg and increasing the force out this direction to start shifting our opponent forward so that they start to place their hands on the mat. Guys that are very good at balancing are going to be able to sit here, but what we're looking at doing is starting to turn slightly onto our near hip, just like this, so that I can get Kevin posting his hand on the mat. What I'm looking to do from here, really important, I'm keeping posture, and I'm controlling his knee this entire time. I'm going to take my bottom leg and I'm going to switch from the hook to a frame right in the back of his knee using the sole of my foot and extending this outwards. As I do that, I shift his weight forward even more, which makes this leg even lighter, which allows me to sit up to post up onto my hand. It can also be your elbow. Better guys are going to be pushing back into us at this point, so it's really important that we always have our post behind us at the right angle. If my arm is up here and I have nothing behind me for base, and Kevin drives off of his hands right now back into me, we're going to end up back in X-Guard. It's not the end of the world, but we want to be able to shut those attempts down. So as I'm here, I tilt them. Even here, I like to start posting up onto my elbow if I can. This foot comes off and I lock my leg out, extending it in a frame to start driving his knee to the mat. And if I have to sit up even further. So if you just come back up, Kevin. So here, if I start pushing into his knee here, his knee doesn't quite drop enough, even if I lock my leg up. So at this point, in order to give a little bit more range to try and break his base down even further, I can sit up, I can push down into him further. It's not absolutely necessary, but the lower he gets, the harder it is for him to fight back. From here, still controlling this. Big mistake that people make is they look down, and then their opponent is able to circle their leg off over top of their head. Very strong, shrugging the shoulder and the neck together, pinching it like you're holding a cell phone. Here, I tilt onto my left hip. I shift him forward even more. I sit up with this. From here, I could start to perform a technical stand-up, but the problem is that there won't be a frame in place. So as soon as I go like this, he's gonna start pushing back into me, and he might be even able to start knocking me over or trying to go straight into submission attempts like triangles. Once again, I'm controlling the position, but we want to minimize risk. So as I'm here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other leg, I'm going to switch it here. I'm going to put both in at the same time. I'm not trying to do a quick switch off because there's going to be a temporary lapse in control. I'm just going to put my right leg here and extend it into the back of his knee. So drive into me, Kevin. You can't, it's a frame. But now I have the ability to perform that technical stand-up while keeping his knee stapled. From here, I start building up further and further. Kevin's going to start conceding the sweep and trying to establish a guard. Probably not going to be able to keep control with the sole of my foot, but I'm forcing him to have to give up that range battle so that he can at least establish a strong guard rather than risk getting swept right into a pass. Here, shallow X, so I can push upwards and push him outwards. From here, pushing the back of the knee, breaking him down, building up onto my hands, strong posture. Chest turned outwards this way. I'm not here, so now I don't have base behind me and I'm going to get collapsed. Here, I could just perform the technical stand-up right there. Depends on how your opponent's reacting. You'll feel that in the moment. But if I need to, I keep the frame, so I push upwards, tilt forwards, up onto my elbow, frame behind his knee, switch my base, switching my frame behind his knee to my top leg, so that I'm going to be able to start withdrawing this leg behind me. My leg isn't in base yet, so this arm is still posting. So that's what's continuing my frame if Kevin tries to drive into me. My arm's what's holding me up, not my leg. Here. I can keep this as I start to dump him down. And then I really recommend trying to keep the control of the knee as long as possible because it allows us to keep our opponent's leg locked out like this. If I just let go of this and Kevin's able to go through here, one, I might even end up being potentially threatened by triangles if I let him start to recompose his alignment and mine gets compromised. But he can't establish a strong guard as long as I got this. I have his knee anchored with my hand, and I have this lever between his knee and his ankle here, so I keep his leg locked out almost like a knee bar. If Kevin tries to do anything with his leg right now, very difficult, and I might be able to start setting up, going straight into single under, double under, over under passes by never allowing my opponent to get back to proper alignment. We're breaking their alignment during the sweeping process, and if we can keep them vulnerable throughout the whole process, then we're gonna have a much easier time once we've solidified the sweep of being able to go into a combination straight into the pass.